Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Gary Martin, and in today's video we're going to be testing two putters from Breakthrough Golf Technology. Now, zero toe is the craze word in golf at the moment, but Breakthrough Golf Technology are claiming they've got a technology that's better.
Paradox is the first putter where the principal axis of inertia is aligned with the point of rotation during the putting stroke. So what that means is it's going to rotate stably throughout the stroke. Other putters are not like that, whether they're what everybody's calling a zero torque. That just means the center of gravity itself is lined up with the shaft axis. But in none of those other cases are actually aligning the principal axis of inertia with the point of rotation during the stroke.
We're going to be testing it with master fitter Sam Smith from Golf Repairs for You. Sam, it's a pleasure to have you back on the channel.
No problem, mate.
Obviously, you was the first person to bring these putters to my attention.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, master fitter Sammy, you know, you're all over new technology, aren't you?
Yeah.
But why are these claiming to be better than zero torque, Sam?
Yeah, so obviously a bit of a different style. So they're claiming it's, like I say, even better than zero torque. Obviously a bit of a different head shape, not everyone's cup of tea. But yeah, basically principal axis weighting, they're claiming it's, like I said, there's no restriction in the stroke. Basically, with how the head kind of sits, it's the top line's parallel to the lie angle of a shaft. Basically, obviously normal putter you'd have like the lie angle here, but you'd have like a parallel top line. Well, this top line matches the lie angle of a shaft, basically.
When you span it earlier for the first time, you were pretty surprised, weren't you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, you know, I've got a lab putter, and you know, we've all tried different zero torques, but you know, that's obviously one of the tests to see. Basically, that's kind of like restricted a bit. You can tell there's torque.
Yeah.
This is probably the most free moving putter that I've spun.
You've ever spun?
Yeah, it's like just feel like there's absolutely no torque whatsoever on it.
When I first unboxed these, obviously in kitchen, I remember, because I obviously sent a picture to you, didn't I? And I remember just giving it a little bit of a stroke, and to me it just felt unbelievable. Like, I can't explain it. It felt like I was swinging fresh air.
Yeah.
There was just no, I don't know, it just all felt one. Yeah, it just was hard to explain, really.
So you're going to do some testing now, obviously see how they kind of stack up. Obviously two different head shapes as well. One's like a blade style, one's like a, you know, fang style.
Yeah.
And yeah, just obviously we'll tell you a bit more about them and see how we go.
So obviously we review a lot of putters on this channel. One of the things I don't like to overlook is how nice the putters are just to set up to. So we always start with this little test, just addressing it and setting up. So once we stand to it and the ball's in the middle, or just in front of middle, it stands pretty vertical. There's not a great deal of forward lean, which I like. And from the top, Sam, it looks fantastic. If you just come round and have a look,
yeah,
it looks like, I don't hate to mention, but it looks a bit like a Scotty Cameron. And, you know, to say it's a bit of a different shape from this angle,
yeah,
once you actually address the ball, you don't see any of that. You know, it just looks like a normal putter, which for something with so much technology, I mean, we've seen a lot of zero torque putters, haven't we?
Yeah.
And they don't look like sort of traditional putters. I think this one cracks it.
But for me, like setup wise, that seems a bit more comfortable than the Mallet, I'd say. I think more because you've got the rounded toe. Yeah, you've not really got it on the Mallet.
Yeah.
It rounds off a little bit, so I think it just helps, like, kind of like that setup to not look as kind of toe up.
Let's just put them side to side. Oh, I see what you mean, yeah, so it's a bit squarer there.
Yeah.
And that one's a bit more rounded.
Yeah, so for me, it just looks like it kind of like doesn't look as toe up.
Yeah. Right, what we're going to do first of all is test the weight of the putters, how they feel on this long lag putt. It's not as easy as it looks, guys. It's a massive right to left braking putt, and greens are quite fast.
Yeah.
We'll have one putt each, and we'll start to sort of discuss how they feel.
Yeah, yeah.
And how they are in motion. You know, obviously, like, once you set up to them,
yeah,
how they feel in motion to swing.
It's a big break on it.
That's a great putt.
Oh,
Lovely putt.
take that.
I'm going to struggle to get inside that one.
Yeah, so it's a big break. Probably, yeah, 6 inch right of his shadow, I'd say.
Did you, because you've got obviously a lab with their standard face, haven't you? Did you feel any difference in weight?
Yeah, this is a lot more muted. Obviously, I've got using DF2 at the minute, which is like really tingy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it feels a bit more like a normal putter compared to mine. But yeah, it's just a nice soft feel, quite muted. That's good as well.
Oh, I'll tell you what, the sound, it's very quiet, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a very, yeah.
Just very like muted, isn't it?
Yeah, muted sound.
Do we swap?
It can do, yeah.
Yeah, let's try. We always share anything with it either, have we?
I think what I have noticed, because we had a little bit of a warm-up, what you mentioned about, you know, the toe,
Yeah.
I do feel like you've got to let the putter sit how it wants to sit.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you can't manipulate into like a certain position.
Yeah, I think you'll have a lot of people set up to him and be like, oh, I want to do that. Like I said, I think in a minute we'll hit a couple of putts with the ball above the feet, and I think that'll really exaggerate
it. Give us the answer, won't it, that we're looking for. But I'll tell you what, the results in my warm-up, and I saw you knock your first couple in from 15 foot, my results were fantastic.
Yeah, I said it, I do really like it. Obviously, I use an arm lock putter as well, so you know, if I can putt with a normal putter, then here's a good putter, because I'm terrible with a normal putter.
Different feel or same feel?
Pretty similar, I'd say. Just more, I think, just shape-wise, because of that rounded toe on the blade, I think I'd prefer the blade shape.
Do you? That felt a little bit, maybe it was me that swung it a little bit more aggressive, but that felt a bit more solid to me, like a bit more, not as muted.
Yeah, I said again, whether that's just obviously a bit more, I wouldn't say there's more mass behind it, is it really? But obviously the weight distribution's a bit different to this compared to that. So yeah, the sound and feel is going to be a little bit different. Go. Oh.
There's one thing I would say, and I don't know if it's because you're using an arm lock putter, but you seem to have a lot of forwards lean, you know.
Oh, I know.
I think.
Don't remind me. That's why I know. That's why I have to go arm lock. I'm really steep.
Oh, it's definitely this one for me.
Yeah.
And do you know, now I picked it up again, I'm starting to get used to just letting it sit.
Yeah.
And I guess for the technology to work, you've got to let it do that, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. If you're fighting it, you're just fighting the technology, really.
So almost like it's a reminder to get the putter set at the right angle.
Yeah.
So that it swings zero torque. Oh, that feels nicer to me.
That's it, I think. Oh, nearly a ricochet.
That feels just, for me, it just feels nice. You know, that extra weight and mass and balance.
Yeah.
Do you not feel that yourself?
Let me have one more go of it. So I only had one pop.
Not that it's a comparison.
Yeah, like I said, it's obviously tech's the same, it's just different shape.
So, you know, you're going to have your preferences, but I'm just definitely a Mallet man.
I think weights maybe, I don't know if a weight is a bit different, I have to check that. Go. Really, good line. Yeah, I think hitting it again probably is a fraction heavier.
Yeah.
I'll have to check the head weights, but it might be like about 10 grams heavier or something potentially.
We'll have a look. So what we're going to do, we're going to test it with some clutch putts, because this is a feeling when I were in warm-up that I felt really comfortable with.
Yeah.
You know, once I'd got set up to it and set up to line, I've never felt anything that come off so square, you know, to line.
Yeah.
So consistently. Felt like everything, you know, when you just get that pure roll, just felt like everything felt like that.
Yeah, I said it's, they definitely do feel good.
We'll say that you won the first test, so you're one up.
Okay, so I think this is pretty straight.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's like right edge.
I'm going to try the Mallet.
Cool. Let's try the blade.
Feels sweet, doesn't it? Feels very light.
It's very
hard
good.
to explain, but when something comes off so square, it rolls different. It just rolls.
Oh, you aimed a fraction too far right there.
So you definitely thought it was your aim?
Yeah. I don't think I pushed that. I think I aimed a bit too far right. Again, it's not like, you know, lip art's not terrible, is it?
I'm all about making things simple, and I think with the way that this is shaped, once you put that square to the floor, you're always going to then address it consistently, aren't you?
Yeah, it's almost like the opposite of like a Seymour. You know, if Seymour's got it that way,
Yeah.
that's more that way.
Yeah.
It's just like you set up to it, you know it's flat on the floor, and that's it.
Because for me, I line the ball up, so I'm very confident that I get good lines, you know. But it only takes you to stand it a bit more vertical, a bit more flat with a normal everyday putter, and your face plane tilts out, isn't it?
Yeah, and if you set up to it, I'll just check it is
So
definitely square.
I think with this,
Yeah, that's flat as
your face plane tilt is always going to be square, and then you've obviously got it, you know, zero torque in motion. I don't know what else you can ask for, really. Now I felt like I pulled that.
Okay, well that's what you want.
Yeah.
It's feeling what you, which I think I definitely feel more when I went to like a zero torque of this style of putter, where
Yeah.
like my miss hits were a bit more obvious. I could
Yeah.
really tell. Like sometimes I could, if I missed a putt, I couldn't tell if I like put a bad stroke on it or if I misread it. Where like now it's a bit more obvious. Again,
I think to get the most out of zero torque, I know these are claiming to be better than zero torque,
Yeah.
or zero torque in a bit more of a modern way, but I think you've got to let the putter do the work, and I felt with that one I kind of just helped it a bit with my hands.
yeah. Right, I don't aim too far right. Oh, I swerved that time.
Smidge.
Again, I need to go in between. Good putt again, didn't feel like I pulled it.
I always felt you were just a tad aiming left there.
Yeah, probably because I was aiming too far right before.
A bit longer stroke and let the putter do the work.
But you normally push your putts, don't you? You push.
Hey.
Just say.
I'm
No,
only
because I'll check
joking.
your alignment then. So like you aimed actually left edge.
Did I?
But then you've pushed it. But if that's what you do,
No,
that's what you do.
you're completely right. I'd be lying if I said I didn't. I've got a bit of a from out to in stroke with a closed face, but I repeat it so well.
Yeah, that's the thing with putting, isn't it? As long as it's repeatable and it goes in the hole, that's all that matters. There we go. Yeah, I just think it's dead easy. Like it just seems, yeah, point and shoot really.
I think for me where this differs, it's putting you in a process, isn't it? Like, you know, obviously
Yeah.
it's eliminating anything you could possibly get wrong.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I've got to admit, I do sometimes stand there and I'm sort of like toe down in floor, I like to see it upright.
Yeah.
But I'm only doing that because that's how I like to feel.
Yeah.
But actually, if you can just match the bottom of the putter to the surface and then it's going to swing perfectly from there, I'm happy to, you know, to obviously go down that
I
route.
think the other thing I'd say is what custom options do. Do we do different lengths and do we do different line angles and stuff like that?
That's what we'll have to have a look at, which we will add into conclusion. Tell you what though, although I didn't get every single putt in the hole, confidence-wise, I feel like I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
You know, to get a putter where you feel like you're going to hole everything.
Yeah, definitely. And again, like I don't know what the tour average is from like that distance, but they're not going to be holding everything anyway.
No.
From we've hit what 4 putts from there, 5 putts. Yeah.
So we're going to do a little bit of a toe and heel test because
Yeah.
if you look at the shape of the putter, they're not matching, are they? They're quite different.
Yeah, obviously toes a lot higher, so in theory it should be a bit more forgiving. And then obviously we're not hitting off the milling either, so yeah, just be interesting to see, you know, if one of them is a bit different in terms of forgiveness.
And it's definitely not something you can overlook because people don't realise it's not easy to repeatedly hit the middle of the golf clubs. It has to be forgiving across the club face.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm going to take it back to 16 inch the club face with a ruler. And we're going to get a couple out the centre and then look what it's like at the toe and heel. So there's no sort of target or anything, it's just all about weight this.
Let's make sure it's
forgiveness.
repeatable.
Should just go to the end. Not too bad.
Close enough, aren't they?
Right, we'll pop the tee in now so that you can't...
I'll split difference, I'll go in between them. The only good thing is it does feel like I'm going to hit it fine because the toe's a lot bigger.
That's not bad.
Absolutely fine. You could obviously tell I towed it, but it felt all right.
You mean feel-wise felt different?
It felt a little bit different, but didn't feel like it was like coming off dead.
Didn't want to go left or anything?
No, just felt stable.
Did it stay straight to your line? Or?
I think so, yeah. Like I said, it felt fine. It just I could just tell I towed it. That was all. Well, that's just more me feeling
Well, it's feedback, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the feedback. But it felt fine. Like I said, it didn't feel like it came off any softer or any more dead. Let's go really extreme toe.
Yeah, it's rolling well, isn't it?
Further. Yeah, it feels fine. Like, it doesn't. I can just tell I'm towing it. It doesn't feel like it's coming off dead.
Right. So if we move on to the heel.
Yeah.
Which obviously.
Yeah, a lot different size. So I do feel like it's not going to be as forgiving.
Yeah.
Just because there's less to kind of.
And we are obviously testing the extremes, aren't we? So it's not just off centre. We're testing
like
the entire
you'd be
face.
Struggling if you're hitting it off there all the time. But yeah, I'll keep the same test. Yeah, definitely comes off a bit more dead.
A bit quieter.
Yeah, just doesn't feel like it's got a pop like it did off a toe or out the middle.
Yeah.
And again, that's probably is more down to just if there's less footprint, there's less face behind the ball. Really, you're not really kind of getting it out of an optimum area. That's probably me. Do one more. That's probably me giving it a bit more because I've left it short.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel as nice
Yeah.
out of the heel as the toe. Toe didn't feel too bad. This definitely feels like a bit more of a miss hit. Yeah, it just doesn't. Even if the pace is not, I'd say the pace is maybe a tiny bit shorter.
Yeah.
It definitely doesn't feel as nice as if I towed it. And again, I think that's just down to the head shape.
Yeah.
Again, like if you do it and you see what you think to it.
So centre first.
Yeah.
I'll go heel next. Yeah, it felt a little hollower, and it's obviously come up a little shorter, so it didn't feel quite as nice. And then toe. Yeah, toe sort of feels a little bit better than heel.
I mean, that putt was basically identical, but it feels better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Out of the toe.
So the final test, this one's just for Sam. We've never done this test on the channel before, but we've got the ball above feet, haven't we?
Yeah, so it's just because of how the head sits, I feel like if a ball's above your feet when you put it, it's going to look a bit more exaggerated. I don't know if you can feel it.
I'm going to be honest, Sam, I'm not feeling awkward or different, no. I just feel as though, I don't feel like I've got to manipulate the putter into any sense. I've got used to sitting it flat now.
Yeah.
And then from there, I don't feel like I need to make any adjustments. I'm trusting that it's flat.
Hey, you proved me wrong. Really? I'll go one more, but I think now we're used to it a bit more.
Yeah.
I was kind of setting up to it when we'd just got them out, and you know it did seem a bit different, but now we know how it kind of sits. Yeah.
Well, I think in conclusion, Sam, I'm going to say it's the purest putter I've ever stroked, and
Yeah.
I know that gets probably said a lot, but honestly, like, you know, once you've got that set square to the floor, it's like you're swinging fresh air, basically.
Well, that's what they say. They say it's designed to self-align, and I think that's what you feel, really.
I think if there were any, obviously, I mean, weight-wise as being good and obviously feel, but if there were any negatives, I would say it's across the face, toe and heel. We've tested other putters that are more forgiving, but
Yeah.
having said that, I think if you're obviously hitting it towards the toe and heel like we were, then you probably need lessons.
Yeah, it was very severe.
We were testing it to extreme.
But yeah, I think the more you set up to it, the more you get used to it. It doesn't look as bad as it did originally. And again, obviously, we're not mentioning price point. So with 499, it is quite high end. But you look at like other lab, like lab putters and stuff like that, you can easily go more than that. And then you can get it with a stability shaft as well, which is an upcharge. So you have a high end, but no more different than like a Scotty Cameron, really.
I think
like
obviously, if you're looking for performance and you're looking for products that perform, I mean, you're talking like Scotty Camerons now at sort of £450, aren't you? In that sort of margin, where the traditional technology or older technology, so obviously good for feel, probably good. You can pick a putter to align up to, and you feel comfortable with. But with these, I think you're getting a lot more technology in the built into the price, aren't
definitely.
you? But yeah, it's a massive thumbs up for me, and I could definitely game it. I think what we need to do, if you're not yet subscribed, guys, subscribe, because we'll have a playing test with these. I think we'll play a few holes and put it into play out on the course, because I think that's when a putter gets a real test.
Yeah, definitely.
But first impressions for me, honestly, I can understand why they're saying it's better than zero torque.
Yeah, it is very, very good. I mean, we've checked on their website, so we do 33, 34, 35 like stock options, lie angle 70. Didn't say anything about different lie angles, that's probably the only downside. But again, that might come over time. And then head weight, the mallet is a little bit heavier, so I think it's 365 gram for mallet, 355 for blade.
Yeah.
So again, if you do have a preference with weight, then
That's the slightly heavier one.
Slightly heavier.
I think what you said about lie as well, though, is that, I mean, I like to manipulate the putter into a higher lie, but then generally my face plane tilt's going to be slightly open, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like the fact that when you put this on the floor, your fin place tilts square to target.
You can tell straight away when it's like flush on the floor.
Yeah.
There's no kind of denying that. And like I said, the more you use it, the more you get used to the look of it, really.
Well, in terms of look and all, I'm just going to keep blabbing on, but I can't emphasise it enough how different it looks from, if you see it in a magazine or you see it, it's not the most appealing, but you put it down.
It's not terrible. Like, it doesn't look as bad as it
looks like
from
a
the side.
a really nice sort of mallet putter. Yeah. So guys, if that is something you're interested in, obviously Sam's your man at Golf Repairs for you. He can get hold of these, obviously give you some advice as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to let him borrow these putters for a few weeks. Obviously, if you want to go and test them down at Shirland Golf Club, they'll be there for you to test.
Yeah.
And that's it from us, isn't it?
Yeah. Now we're going to play some holes now.
We'll see you in a few days' time. Bye.